Here we go. Hi, here we are. It's another Tuesday night, and we're really happy to all be with you. Today we have a special guest with us who has been on before, and we asked her to come back. Irish Granny, Helen.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And next to me here is Calihealer, who is
Hello, everybody.
and Diana with her new purple dew. So
I love
that.
it.
That's gorgeous. That's gorgeous.
It's like the Brady Bunch.
Oh, well, it could be. Yeah. Here's the story.
No, God. No.
Or the Hollywood Squares.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Remember Paul Lind?
You know,
so well.
when I was a kid, I found him so unappealing, and now I just think he's hilarious. So it just goes to show you,
Yes. And Charlie Weaver, he had that kind of a
Mustang.
old man. He was a real old man. He wore
Charlie
old-
Weaver.
Charlie Weaver.
Yeah.
And there was somebody
Feathers.
else, Paul Lind, and somebody else was on there that was really funny all the time. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's his name?
Good old what's his name?
Yeah, good old what's his name?
Oh, what's his name?
I am the
So
tip
Rusty-
of my tongue.
Rossi, we're going to look at this. We will look at this. I want to say hi to everybody first. I want to say hello to Annie Bear and to Amanda over on Kelly's channel and mine. And I got your thing to talk about, and Annie Bear. And then we have Kim Broach and Diane G and CJ and Barb Nesper, Charlie Sage of Fire. And we have our girl right here, beautiful Rooted Willow. And Rooted Willow's GoFundMe page is almost up to $2,000. And I can't thank people enough for being so generous and kind. And I got goosebumps. So
Hey, sisterhood is powerful, right?
it is.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
It
Yeah,
is.
we got your back, darling. So there you go. All right. So we also have Rossi and Laura and Mary Thornberry and Teresa
nice.
Levine.
Ginny.
And we have Jenny's here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Ginny. I'm sorry.
Ginny.
Ginny's here. Ginny, Connie Epley, and Patricia Franzino, Jen Bowles. Carolyn's here because Peter's asleep. Peter is on his morphine.
Oh,
his
yes.
Yeah.
That was my advice to him. That enjoy that.
Healing energy, much healing energy, as well as healing energy to Dr. Ann, who had a serious surgery yesterday and had to have a lot of different things. She's still in the hospital. She's
Oh, no.
Her mother also is in the hospital. I thought she lost her mother, but she did not lose her mother. Her mother's just not well.
Not well. Yeah.
Well, she's
Oh
going
my
through-
God.
Everybody's going through their own share of.
Well, it goes in threes. I'm getting nervous.
No, we got
No.
3 already. We're all set.
Okay.
We're done.
Liz and Awe, thank you for being here. Hypnicity. Happy birthday, Hypnicity.
Happy
Ethnicity.
birthday.
McGrill is here. Cheryl. And yep, I saw Jenny. Elena Garcia. And let's see who else is here. Freestyle. Welcome, everybody. Yes, Peter's on the mend. We say yay for that. Thank you so much. And of course, Carolyn, we're holding space for you too and sending Raphael your way for you to feel better too. And it's also going to be Sherry Laidler's birthday. So she isn't in the chat just this minute, but she lives with Jen Bowles. They live together. So I want to wish her a happy birthday too.
Is that a relation, Diana?
Oh no, it's a different
Different spelling? Oh, okay.
And in
Yeah.
the other show,
Uh-huh.
there was a Bowles spelled my way. B-O-L-S.
Oh.
Really?
And I
Okay.
said, are we related?
Yeah,
She said no.
if you go way back, that can happen
Well,
because
probably. And this
Yeah.
is my married name is Bowles. So she could be,
yeah, that's
she
true.
could be related. She just doesn't know it either.
You
Yeah,
want to hear something crazy? So it's Pride. June is Pride Month. It's it's over. I guess today's the 1st, isn't it? Good Lord. No, tomorrow.
Today's the 25th. You're
Yeah,
way
the
ahead.
first is Monday.
Not in my universe. Anyway, I don't know what this. See, this is why I screw up the calendar all the time. Okay, so I did members of the LGBTQ community once a week as sort of an honor, and I ended with RuPaul, because RuPaul is
Sure.
fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Wait to hear this little tidbit of gossip about RuPaul. RuPaul was invited to be on a TV show called Who Do You Think You Are, where they do your genetic background. Guess who he's related to? Guess who his first cousin is, and neither one of them. Pardon?
Paul
Lindsey Graham.
No, neither one of them knew, because there was a rift in the family when they were too little.
Yep.
They had no idea. Senator Cory Booker.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Honest, I got goosebumps.
That makes
And when you
sense.
see Cory Booker found out, and he was on the first plane, he was like, "Oh my God, this is so wonderful." They look like brothers when you see
They
them
do.
together. Yeah.
Well, when he's not dressed up in drag, of course, he makes a beautiful woman. But when RuPaul has a bald head and he's slender.
beautiful no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, Cory
That
Booker
bone
is too.
structure.
I kind of think he's a cutie too. So yeah.
Cory Booker and RuPaul, because
I love that.
Pretty darn cool.
Did I ever tell you all about my student? I had a student, and he was in a class, and he was in his 30s. And one day he said, his father was in Hell's Angels back in New England and a long time ago. And he went on and on about it. And so I did DNA, the DNA site. He's a fifth cousin.
we knew you were a hard case.
Oh my God, a student of mine is a cousin down the, it's like, give me a break, Yeah.
What is that? That's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah.
We're gonna. I'll pitch in and send you a leather jacket.
Well, I'll give you mine.
Motorcycle queen. I was told I could never ride a motorcycle because my cousin lost the bottom of one of his feet, even though he had electrical boots on.
Well, you know what we call them in the hospital? Donor cycles.
Oh.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, anybody.
Well, I had
No, I
50
know.
years of healthy riding, so I don't ride anymore.
Freestyle, that is something else. You grew up with Hell's Angels bikers next door. That's amazing.
Oh.
You're here to
That must
tell
have
the
been
story.
exciting.
You're here to tell the story. All right, so I got some of your comments and questions in the chat. We'll get to you. In the meantime, we're going to start out with a little, and no, I did not get to Baffin Island with the whales. Neither did Diana or Kelly. And I think it was just really bad energy this week.
Mhm.
It was for me. I had a lot of problems with insurance companies and other things, and I'm just stressed out. Yeah.
And I did see Rossi today while I was meditating.
Yes.
And she had big, bold red lipstick on.
Woo! Rossi.
And her hair was free flowing in every direction, but I did not see the whales. I
didn't
did
see the
not
whales.
even really see water.
Okay. So if anybody else did, though, go ahead and write it in. Let us know, because I know it's okay, Annie. I'll get through it. I'm just putting it in my backpack and saying, when it gets too heavy, I'm going to put it down. So there you go. Yeah. Anyway, Kelly has a really interesting story to tell. So go right ahead.
A little jumpy.
I know, me too. I'm like,
You're never sure, is it somebody's dog, or are we channeling something here? I don't know,
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, Kelly.
So yesterday, I had a phone call with my mom, and my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and so she wasn't doing really well yesterday. Anyway, I ended the phone call with her, and I had been working on a client coming up, and anyway, I had the TV on, but I had the TV on YouTube on just some nice like nature stuff going on in the background. Anyway, it had been just a few minutes after the phone call. My TV completely shuts off, and it paused for just a brief moment. Then it turned back on, and then after it turns back on, it goes to Netflix, and I see the remote. The remote it's not being touched. It's on the other side of the bed, and it goes to Netflix. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, I personally get, and if you guys think of anything, I get that it was my dad, because my dad passed in December, letting me know that he's around and whatnot. But from there, a few minutes later, I thought, you know what, I need to link my channel up to the show tonight. So I come over to the computer and I'm linking the show up, and Aley has a beautiful thumbnail that she's graciously let me use so that we all have the same. So it's just easier to find. And so I hook it up. I click on Aley's thumbnail picture that she gives me, and I hit done, and it loads, and it's a completely different picture. It's the picture. Well, anybody that's on my channel tonight can see that it's a picture of an angel, and it's a picture that I took outside. But however, in that file with my thumbnails, that picture doesn't even exist in that file. So it's just, that's my story. That was my incredible visitor. I get from my dad yesterday.
Yeah. So when she told me the first time, I said, Dad is sending in the angels for that, for Mom, and I felt like it's absolutely, a very it's a meaningful coincidence, synchronicity, really. And I was saying that a lot of people on the other side can manipulate that easier than they can manipulate
energy. Yeah. Electricity.
Yeah. So, I hope, would your mother find that to be interesting, or would she think that was kind of
she would really find that to be interesting.
Okay.
And I'll share it with her. I didn't have the capacity to
Oh, no, I totally get it.
But I'm going to share it with her, because she will find it really meaningful. And just like you pointed out, Aley, because that picture that was so random, that wasn't in the file of the angel, like you said, he wanted me to know that he's sending angels for her. And you nailed it.
Well, the TV was interesting too, because it got your attention for something different.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
And then you were more open to what was coming, I think. Yeah. Because you left that picture, and
I did.
I'm glad you did. Yeah. I'm glad you did. Yeah. Wow. Oh, yes. Carolyn says it was your father, and I feel an aunt, Kelly. That's what Carolyn says in the chat.
Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. I have several. Aunts, and also I have cousins that have passed that would be almost like aunts, because my grandma had my dad.
Yeah.
And so they were really elderly. That have passed too. So that totally makes sense. Thank you, Carolyn.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. We've got some people. I'm going to just go by right now. They've got a need in the chat. Charlie C. Sage of Fire had cancer surgery on her dad's birthday, 6/12. Much love to you, Charlie C. I hope you're healing well, and that your recovery is very quick and pain-free. So I want to just say that for you. And let's see, there was somebody else. Oh, it was Liz, I believe. Liz up here.
No.
I can find you. Liz is down in She lives in Mexico. I believe she's in an RV or something down there. Anyway, she needs some help to cover recent medical costs. So, Liz, the only thing I can tell you too is send me your PayPal and your GoFundMe links, and I'll put them in my community. Okay? Yeah. Oh, I'll be happy to do that. Let's see what else we've got. All right. Oh, Rossi, thank you. All right, Rossi already put it in the chat. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Thank you, Rossi. Thank you so much. Yeah. All right. So yes, you have been time jumping, Helen. If you're already in July and we're still in, you know what you did? You missed the debate. You missed this.
No, I'm not going to miss the debate. You better believe. No. You want to hear a weird synchronicity? I don't know. Is it okay if I? Okay,
Yes, of
it's
course.
short. Okay. It's funny you'd mentioned Dr. Ann because she and I have been intending to get together, and you know how that goes. Time has
Yes.
no meaning, right?
Right.
So about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, one day I just thought, I have got to quit procrastinating, and that's all it is. I've got to get in touch with her. I sit right down and I'm going to write her an email.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I sent the email. Apparently, I got interrupted. I'm waiting a couple of days for a response, right? So one day I look at my email and there's Dr. Ann. And I look at it, and the minute I read it, I thought, what is she talking about? And it was, Helen, I was thinking about you and really need to get together.
Oh, and she hadn't gotten your email.
I never sent it.
Wow.
See how that is? That's the way we really are connected. Honestly.
We are.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the two of us are just like, oh my God. That's hilarious.
Arthur told a story last night that blew my mind. He said that he had a vision that Trump should have a like a Hannibal Lecter mask on because he said that. He said that to some people, okay? And in about 2 days later, Trump brings up Hannibal Lecter in his rally.
What?
And so, yes, he said, remember,
He loves him. Great guy. Great guy.
Yeah, I know. But he said he was a great guy and all this stuff.
What?
The late great Hannibal Lecter.
The late great Hannibal Lecter. Yeah.
Well, did you hear the latest? He actually, it never ends. I know it never ends. He wants to have gladiatorial games.
Oh yes.
With WW something fighters and immigrants. Migrants.
I said that last night.
To the lions, the gladiators.
Yeah, it is.
Ridiculous.
The gladiators all over.
I just hope. I just want to be there till when he walks off the stage because he doesn't like the questions.
We think that he's going to walk out in the middle of it. So let's.
You think so?
Yeah, we'll have to watch and then do a little.
We read cards on it today, and we got that he really is nervous about it as much as he because he has no capacity for that. It's his advisors are freaking out.
Oh, sure
they are totally freaking out that.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting.
Uh-huh. All right. So Annie wants to pass this along, and Annie, I love you dearly, and I appreciate anything that you put into this show. She says she's feeling grandmothers 13 deep, and there are 13 grandmothers actually in the Native American.
Oh, I wondered what that meant. Okay.
Yeah. Within her. And I agree, Annie. I think we have the manifestations of those grandmothers inside of us as women. There's much love, joy, wisdom, sorrow, and a deeper appreciation of life. Not a question, just a sharing for the light shared twice as bright. Thank you, Annie. We all need that.
Thank you.
At this point,
Absolutely.
we do, and we appreciate your doing that. That's really wonderful. So
It's epigenetics. We carry around all of the experiences of the past.
all the experiences. Yeah. Caroline Lipkins, greetings from Belgium. Welcome. We're glad you're here.
Welcome.
Yes. Welcome to the community. I'm clicking off some other comments so we can get to them. The chat froze for a while, Willow. Okay. There's a lot of craziness going on. I just have to say everywhere. All right.
I cried yesterday about, the technology, just the frustration trying to get, geez.
Yeah, I get it. Annie Bear, you did not know about the 13 grandmothers? Is that what you're saying? So there's a book on it. Isn't there a book on it by Jamie Sands?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
The 13 original grandmothers plan. Yes.
Yep.
Annie Bear, check it out if you're interested. Yeah. If you didn't know it, then you did know it, but you didn't know you knew it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Yep.
13 moons.
Yeah. All right. Your computer's nutty today too? Yeah. It's crazy. All right. Mary Thornberry wanted to share, fly me high through the starry skies, maybe to an astral plane. Cross the highways of fantasy, leave today's pain behind, dream weaver.
Oh, I thought she wrote a poem. Is it a song?
It's
Yeah.
dream weaver.
Oh.
Thanks, Annie. I got it.
She should take credit.
I know. He just passed last year, I believe, the guy that sang the song.
Yes.
Oh.
So, yep. And
I
that
love
was
that one.
that was the 70s. If you were, no, it was the 60s. If you remember it, you weren't there. What is the 70s? I don't know.
70s? I don't know.
Oh.
It's those Black ball, yeah, pinball wizard. There you go. There you go. All right. So, Rossi, did you meet up with the whale? Rossi? I want to know.
Yes.
In the meantime, Patricia has a dream. She dreamed she was standing in a room watching Dad talking with a woman and walking away with her. It seemed to be a place of business. I didn't want to disturb him. What was this about? I'm guessing Dad's on the other side. I need to know that, I think. Okay. It was business.
Well, I think we're always busy in our sleep, whether we remember it or not, or know it or not, on a subconscious. We do a lot of spiritual work. So,
Yeah. But
This feels like
what does it feel like for you? I'm
a
sorry.
secret. Something is a secret life. Something is secret.
Okay.
is your dad alive or has he died? Is he in the spirit world or is he with us still?
Yeah.
That would make a difference. Yeah.
Oh, not you, Rossi. Okay. I don't see an answer from her. If you're here, Patricia, let us know if if Dad, I'm guessing he
Yes. She says
Dad's
yes.
on the other side. Okay. Thank you very much. Yep. Marjorie McConnell, hello. And Randy, nice to see you. Okay. So he's on the other side. He's doing something over there with her. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got to reconnect.
Oh, okay.
And then it was reaching a destination. So this is somebody, who's on the other side that is from his past.
Well, that's what I got too. It's
Okay.
familial ties from the past.
Yeah.
Yes.
Might not be someone you recognize because they might have passed.
You wouldn't necessarily, yeah. You wouldn't.
Like from before he knew your mom.
Before you knew. Okay. It's trying to inspire you to create something from it. Look at this. This is a music box. And what I love about this is Patricia is a ballroom dancer. And so
No.
Look at this. It's kind of like a music box. So they're gone away, but they're doing something over there and they're not turning their back on you. I want you to know that, even though they were faced the other way and they were working together. They had business. Maybe he worked with this woman in business in the past. And it was I guess who came over, and I met her at the window at the thing. Yeah. Kelly, how about you?
I get that she was in need of help, and that they had known each other before, because I pulled the distant horizon cards, so that they'd known each other and could have very well been together in a past life, but he's helping her through something on the other side is what I'm getting.
Oh, okay.
I get the impression that, it's a business office. That's kind of a metaphor. You're doing serious business. It's not all fun and games.
Right.
You're there to grow.
When you're over here, we have some fun. We check on you. We do this, but we also get down to business.
Yeah.
I get it. I totally agree. This is interesting. Thanks for sharing, Mary. She said China's Chang 6 probe has successfully returned to Earth with rock and mineral soil from the little explored far side of the moon. And did you see the picture of the quartz? It's not a crystal quartz, but it's like a granite quartz that they captured on Mars that is white. All the other rocks everywhere else they've ever seen are black.
On Mars, you mean?
No. I haven't seen it.
where they have seen it. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, just stuff like that just fascinates
Me
me.
too.
It really does. Yeah.
My mind goes to science fiction that I've read as a child where, they get a rock or something and they bring it home and take it out of the space capsule. And the next thing you know, there's some sort of dreadful alien presence. Too much Ray Bradbury at formative years.
That's right. So CJ says, can you tell me who I saw at the end of my bed when I was a teenager? Now that just goes right along with what you said. Maybe a rock came out of a box and brought a person in. All right. And Carolyn, I know you're in the chat. If you have anything to share, continue to do so because we just love you. Yeah. Yeah.
I get it was a little girl looking for her dog. She was missing her dog, and she was looking for her dog.
Okay, they were outlined in neon green, and they blinked and then they were gone. Okay, so
a human figure.
A human figure. Well, she said they were outlined in neon green. Oh, they were outlined in neon green. Yeah. Okay.
Well, green is the heart chakra. It's love,
right?
So
yeah. Diana?
Superpower.
Oh.
Ooh, I like that.
Ah, that's wonderful.
Right? I mean, it's kind of, I don't want to say a walkthrough, but you were in a place where she once was, and she has the superpower now. She was out fighting neon.
So what do I get? I get the same thing. They wanted you to surrender, to prepare yourself for the ability that you could have to do this kind of thing. And when you're a teenager, you're a little bit more, you don't have as many problems. Well, maybe some do, but
want to make a bet.
You don't have to pay bills. You're kind of living at home, that kind of thing. So yeah.
I feel like it was a message, and the important part of it was how it made you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So Ness, I'm going to ask you if you wouldn't mind going to another live for that question, because we're trying to keep it with the dreams and visions and stuff. That would be awesome. No offense, and you know that. So I'm just letting you know. Thank you for asking. Let's see. Hugger's here. Nice to see you, Hugger. Yeah. All right, Vicki. I'm getting a lot of comments and questions. Oh boy, look at this is Willow. This is our Willow. She dreamed her son and I were running away from him, trying to hide from him. Honey, it's your anxiety. And she had to leave him with. He's a teenager, but she had to leave him behind.
Oh, that's so painful.
And so and the husband doesn't want her living with him. That whole
with the son or with the husband? With the son.
With the son. Yeah. Family. Yeah. Yep. You're finding your that your true family. Well, your son, of course, will always be your family, whatever.
Yeah.
But your true family is this kind of a community that you need in the physical as well as in the spiritual realms. And so we got your back, sweetheart.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do hope that things haven't changed. Your son is still working on getting to live with you, coming back to live with you.
Well, it depends. She's on the run right now. So, she's on the road. Yeah. She doesn't have anywhere to bring him. And it's just really complicated, but she just had to pick up and go. Just go. She had to go. Mm-hmm. So anyway, CJ, I hope that helped you, my dear. So Ginny said she tried to dream about whales, ended up dreaming about an old high school classmate, some football guy. He took me to the basement and made me quiet because he heard people upstairs. I wonder if he was a whale. Maybe he's gained some weight.
Bob Marley and the Whalers.
He's starting to realize on a spiritual level that there is more, a higher energy, and he's trying to stay in his comfortable space, of a denser energy, and keep her for company, bring her down there with him to the basement, right?
Bring your vibration down here to the basement.
Right,
You don't need to be up there with the rest of the gang. Yeah.
But he's hearing it. I mean, he's becoming aware,
Yeah. Either that or that was the energy that he had when you knew him, and you have go ahead, Diana. I'm sorry.
No, no, because this goes right on with.
Oh, see. That's too good, huh? Too good.
Yeah.
The heck with him,
sending
Ginny.
up the mountain. Yeah.
I got illuminate.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Illuminate.
Look at the 10 of cups and look at them all pointing upwards to the angels.
There you go.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Mhm.
And I get ego, and a football player would definitely have an ego that he would want to,
Our ego holds us back. Our ego
holds us down.
Yeah.
It does. But you're creating a whole new life. Oh, look, you got the same card I just had a little while ago. So this card's very important. We're all creating the lives we were meant to come here to do.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
We just have to wait for the right time. So, and Carolyn rings in for CJ that the person at the end of your bed, her name was Margaret, and she said she was leaving her dog with you for protection. Something to think about. Thank you, Carolyn. Yeah, very good. Very good. All right. This is good, Rossi. Keep seeing orbs in plain sight. Oh boy, your sight is getting better and better and better. Yeah, very, very true. Freestyle. 2 nights ago, our son had a shadow figure walk up behind him while he was in the kitchen at the kitchen sink with the window closed, and he turned and thought it was Dad, and no one was there. All right. You've written several other things. Oh, these are other. The figure 2 nights ago was not my husband. I was sitting right next to him, and he had not moved. Okay.
Is that an old house?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, if this was somebody.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Validation of what it was thinking. Get our husband on.
I think our spirit visitors we get in our home has been going on for years. My father died in 1978 and my mother in 1997. Okay. That might have been.
Her husband's parents also died in 1997.
Yes. So they didn't know your son.
Right.
As an older.
They've come to
or at all, maybe, because I don't know how old your son is. Yeah. What you got?
Yeah. I got the son, which is kind of a validation of what you guys are all saying, right?
Yes.
And then we're looking at people who've passed who are just like guardians, keeping watch,
right.
Yeah. Making sure you're.
Go ahead.
I'm making sure you're doing a good job at the dishes.
Right. I get it was his grandfather.
One of his granddads.
Your intuition. What does your intuition tell you on this one? Harmless.
That's so pretty. That's a pretty card.
Isn't it? I love these little koi fish.
It's lovely.
Here.
Yeah. Even the girl that hates fish thinks it's a nice card.
Yeah.
All right. So revisit. He was revisiting him. He's come to see him earlier before when he was younger. He comes all the time. He said, "You caught me this time. You caught me. You saw me this time."
Yep.
And he says he can see that your son is awakening to possibilities of what he can do in this life. And he just wants to show his support for him. I don't know if it's, like I said, he may or may not have known your son, and depending on how old he is. So he's saying, I know him. Well,
they know. Yeah.
I've been watching him. Yeah. So I hope that helps. Freestyle. Thank you for your, all right. I'm gonna we'll take a look at your other one if we have time. Yes, CJ, that was for you. Yes. All right, let's see. All right. Trying to do what I can do here. All right, so Kim, you said a general reading, but then you asked this question. So let's answer it, because I think it's a good question for everybody. And I think there is an answer to it. So I'd love to hear what the ladies say. We know that Helen does. She does it in the daytime.
Oh, very funny. You are a riot. Or you're a card.
Yes. A card. Yeah.
Well, I think too. As an Akashic reader, I'm, able to see things happening as if it's happening at the moment for me, and report back to whomever's asked the question.
Right.
So to do that in my sleep, if I'm moving, isn't it the space-time continuum?
Yes.
I mean, space is an orb.
We're in all three places
Time
at
is
once.
an orb. It's
Right.
not linear. We are the
Right.
ones that make it linear. So yes, my answer is yes.
Absolutely. No, I agree with you. And when I have some dreams, of course, dreams are so magical to me because I always end up talking to people that are on the other side in that forum. It works for me that way. But yeah, I really think, I think we also have places, and I've talked about it on the show before, that there are portals. And we've talked about that and how people will be going along somewhere and then come up to something and go, oh, what's that? I've never seen it. And they get out of the car and they see people dressed funny and they, and all that stuff. And they get back in the car and there's just this portal they went through in a different time. So I absolutely think it's possible, really, in a lot of different ways. Yeah.
In apparitions that we see, like the shadowed figure standing behind your son.
Right, behind a sun, yeah.
That yes, there's time travel going on. On the other side, that spirit doesn't have a spirit life. It has a life.
Yeah. It's just another part of our life. It's hard to explain though. Kelly, what about you?
Yeah, I get yes. And when you said portals, I drew this card, and doesn't that look like a portal?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's Pleiadian activation coming together in resolutions and harmony in the heavens. So yeah, if that isn't some validation right there that you are going through that portal, that's really cool, Kim.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, there's a theory and it's a theory that's repeated in a bunch of different ways. Carl Jung believed this. Plasma physicists now believe it. That we kind of exist in a soup. And it's all the information, past, present, and future. And I was talking to somebody about you, Kelly. This is you'll be very amused because this man has written books and has this belief. He's a remote viewer and has a belief that this information is just around us. And the trick is to learn how to tune into it, right? And I kept saying, I have this friend who's a healer and he says, no, you're not sending anything. Time and space have no meaning. There's no distance. There's no time. What you're doing is connecting, which is, it's so hard to get beyond that paradigm of time and space. They're a function of 3D, of the three-dimensional world. And so, when you're asleep and you're dreaming, you're traveling and you're just out there in that soup of past, present, and future.
Yeah.
Well, especially when I end up with the bridge collapsing in Maryland.
That's true.
And I was there the night before rescuing 5 souls and then in the middle of conversation, my niece's husband goes, oh my God, the bridge just collapsed.
Oh, it's just too much.
You guys, and he was poo-pooing the conversation that we had because we had a crossover dream.
And then
don't you love that?
That was the best part about it all.
Yeah,
I bet it was.
Exactly.
I bet it was. But thank you, Kim, for your question and welcome to the show. And come back with anything that's interesting to chit chat about here, because that's what we do. That's what we do on this show. So, McGrill, you saw a ghost when you were a teenager. Was it Mr. Parker? Does he have?
This must be somebody she knows or knew, right?
That's what I'm guessing. It may be somebody she knew in the past. No, it actually was what's that guy's name? The Ghost of Mr. Chicken, Don Knotts, right? We're gonna check.
Oh
Or the
my
ghost of Mrs.
God.
Secure.
Remember him?
McGraw, plug your ears. I have to say something to Alice over here.
I was just talking about that today with Pete. So it's
That
funny
movie?
about some of those. Yeah, Ghost of Mr. Parker.
I feel like if that's the name that pops into your head, you need to trust your intuition.
Yeah, and we do think anything that you're asking, you are the one that has the real answer. We're just sort of helping you out, like holding up a lantern a little bit for you. Yeah.
Whoever it was is seeing you struggling with something. We all struggle, so it's not dire, and really you have enough. You've had enough of it, and this is a kind soul who's come to maybe help you with that burden in some energetic way. This is about working together and cooperating, and we can cooperate across dimensions, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, and McGrill, since you say when you were a teenager, so this is something that happened at least last year, right? Because if you're 20 now. But I agree with what Helen just said, because I have the desert passage. So there you are in a dry spot. You don't know what the plan is, where to go, especially as a teenager, right? We're just feeling our way through all the muddle. And it was an opportunity for you to foresee what your future could be like.
That's great. Kel?
I get it was, and I get that I don't know if he was like some sort of teacher or if he
That's
taught.
what I got. He was a teacher.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because I get record and and it looks like you're writing down stuff, you're taking notes, and he wants you to keep a journal and take notes, and he wants you to trust that it was him.
There you go. And I, when Helen said about things he's worried about you've been doing too much or whatever in the beginning, I also got, you need to balance yourself out more and take the time, McGrill, for yourself. Don't do everything for everybody else. But he says, I come all the time when you need me. You just may not remember. He says, this was a revisit. I've never gotten this card ever in this show.
What does it say at the bottom?
It says revisit.
Oh, and now twice you've gotten it.
I have.
Yeah.
Oh, he was your mentor when you were young. Okay. So he was a teacher of sorts.
Trust your intuition. I mean, we talk ourselves out of it all the time. I'm always, it was just a coincidence. No.
Yeah. No, she's pretty good about her dreams. She brings her dreams here quite often. So, yeah. Mr. Parker's watching out for you. All right, Peace Mama. When you were 8, I had my first reoccurring vision of a woman walking on the beach, beautiful, calm, 70 degrees on the sand, walking toward the sunrise by me. Was a panther, a horse on the hill, and a hawk.
Sounds like Bo Derek in 10.
Right?
Well, the only thing is, I'm sure Peace Mama probably is too young to know even that movie. But
you don't want to know. Look how her life turned out now.
I think it's you. I think it's you. I think it was a premonition of this is going to be you. And the panther, the horse on the hill, and the hawk are all spirit animals of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you think?
All three of them definitely indicate power.
Oh, is that what it is?
Vision, the power to hear, and the power to run. The power, horsepower.
Yes,
so,
horsepower. Yeah.
And the panther also has strong ability of running.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Kel?
Yeah, I agree. I think it was her, and I do think that those are her spirit animals, and the hawk it brings enlightenment and messages, and And it would be interesting now, now that you're older, if you're seeing, maybe not seeing panthers, but if you're seeing reoccurring horses and hawks, I mean, that's just that validation.
Yeah,
that
validation for you.
Yep, that they're here helping you, guide you on your path.
Right. And where do you live right now where you might be seeing cougars or something of that nature that would fill the same
role? Yeah.
As a panther, right. Fill in that same slot.
I love that
black cat.
But what I love about what her explanation is that it was calm, that it was 70 degrees, and that that's so beautiful, because you're telling us everything about the dream that's important for yourself to recognize. There wasn't any worry over the ocean going to flood, or there was none of that. It was like you were walking and so they said that you'd have no barriers. There are no barriers for you, and you always have the protection walking side by side with you, and that when you are ready to awaken, and that's what you're doing, Peace Mama.
Beautiful. I love that, Alice.
Yeah.
Well, and I pulled Calm from that same deck.
Wow.
So there too, you don't. There's nothing to fear.
There's nothing to fear. Nothing to worry about. That's right. That's right. All right. So I got to clue the people into why you're calling me Alice. Otherwise, what are you guys?
Because we all need to do it.
Because we're all down the rabbit hole.
I know. No, I had a numerology reading on my name when I was born and my name now. And Deb Zackow did it. And she said, there's some energy that I'd like to bring in for you before the end of the year. But in order to do that, you have to change either the spelling of Aley, or you need to, and just have people call you it, and that you're, they know that you are Alice and you are Aley, whatever. And just to try it out and see what happens before the end of the year. So I told Diana, and I don't think Aley knew, but my real name is Alice, but it will bring me money. And so I really am happy.
And we want you to have that.
It turns into an 8, and an 8 is like money. Yeah.
I love the name Alice.
I love that, Alice.
Me too.
I'm like, where's my mother? Because that's her name, So, Anyway, it's okay. I got Cheryl. Your dad recently passed. Oh, he came to my mom as a big shadow. Today she heard her mother's voice and woke up crying, and now she thinks she is calling her to go with her. Cheryl, I don't think she is. I think she's saying, I'm taking care of you.
I'm with you.
Yeah, and I'm with you in this But Mom will get that impression, because I'll tell you what happened, Cheryl. My mother died, and I had to clean out her room because my father had to move. And I put all her clothes in a bag and took it to Goodwill. And that night I dreamt about, my mother came to me in a dream and said, why did you give away all my clothes? I was going to come back. And I had the worst guilt and the worst fear. But, she didn't know she was dead. Yeah. And so I love that your dad came to Mom as a shadow, because they do hang around, Cheryl. They hang around a while. They want to see their funeral. They want to know you're okay. But with the mother, that's her mother. So what do mothers do? Usually they care for people. She was there. I think that's what we pretty much all feel, but I'll let them say what they got. Yeah. Go ahead, Kelly.
I think it's your dad checking in, and your mom is just wanting you to know it was your mother's mom, so it'd be your grandmother, right? Or it would be your grandmother that came.
Her grandmother, right?
Yeah,
right.
Is letting you know that your dad's okay. And I get that she's observing from the other side along with your dad. Your dad is observing too, and I get slow, but if you look at the picture, it's the window's open, the chair's there, it's kind of a serene, time. It's night, and so I do get that your dad and your mom's mother are checking in, that she doesn't have anything to worry about. To release that fear and
not her time.
slow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Curiosity.
Curiosity.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They were just checking in on you. And this
And her.
is the ego is the funny thing. And
Mhm.
because they're on the other side, your mother's not trusting her stuff and sees that as,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
you know, keeping her ego out of the way.
Out of
Where
the way.
in reality, the ego is saying, "Come to me, little children." No, not this time.
No, she wants to show you her compassion for your loss.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was on the bottom of my deck.
Okay. It was
Oh.
compassion. Yeah. Yep.
Well, I got the Queen of Pentacles. I think this is a gift. It's a gift of reassurance. It's a gift of, I want to say company, companionship, to let you know you're not alone. And also justice, but this is about intelligence. It's about information and protection.
Mm-hmm.
So I think trying in an awkward way, maybe, because they don't know how you're going to receive it. This is new. This can be hard to deal with, but it's comfort, it's care, it's providing you with the opportunity to maybe expand your horizons of what you understand about spirituality. Reassure you she's not gone, she's with you, or with your mother, I should say. Yeah. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Yeah.
You tell Mom that it's okay.
It's okay.
What you got?
Look at on the bottom of my deck.
I can't read
So
it.
all the compassion.
Compassion.
And if
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I already shuffled, but I had it on the bottom of
the bottom.
I just lifted up the deck to look, and it was just like, wow, you can't.
And
what are the
that's crazy.
chances of two Gemini?
Three. Well, and yes, and Helen doesn't have the cards, but she did get the Queen. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just realized you guys are using the same deck of
Yes,
cards.
we are.
I'm a little slow here.
Okay, I sent them to all my people that were on the Dream Show.
Oh, they're so pretty. Yeah.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
Yes. So you're welcome, Cheryl. And it's understandable. Your mother's still grieving, so it would look like a sign that she might take the wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you'd panic,
Yeah. So Vicky said, have you heard of something called mineral lights? When I was about whatever, I saw these lights in deep woods outside my bedroom in the middle of the night. Elementals, maybe.
Oh,
I bet. Yeah.
yes.
I've not heard of them, but yeah, the elementals do have the fairies have little lights around them sometimes, orbs. Yeah.
We would also call them fireballs, and we would drive down particular roads in the country.
Yeah.
And one road in particular was called Fireball Road because we would see those quite often.
Ah. So it even could be fireflies that you were seeing in a bigger group, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I that's what I heard them called also, was mineral lights. Older,
right.
Okay. As a better explanation than thinking that.
Lights in the woods, lights in nature, they're often associated with supernatural, paranormal, spiritual events. So
exactly.
UFO, lights in the woods.
Yeah.
Sasquatch, lights in the woods. Any things that are just entities that you don't understand or you can't explain. It's that energy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Kel, did you answer?
Yeah, I think it's just elementals and it could be even guides and angels, they come in forms of orbs that are lights too. That was really cool, and it would have been amazing if a person could have got that on camera.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
on a video.
Yeah, and some people do. Yeah.
One little card says it all.
Heart wisdom. Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. When you're more open to seeing things that are not everybody sees, then you will start seeing them. And it's hard sometimes not to be fearful, or question, did I really see that? But if you're protected and you've asked your angels and guides to help you, then you're all right. You'll be all right. Yeah.
My mother used to talk to the spirits in the trees. She
She
was
Oh, wow.
perfectly fine. She used to speak Irish. I would catch her in the yard chatting away to the avocado tree, and I'd be like, who are you? Well, I was a kid, who are you
Uh-huh.
talking to?
Who are you
And she'd
talking
say, well, it's the little people in the trees.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I know. I
Yeah.
love it too. It's a sense of wonder is what it is.
Yeah.
Your mom continued to have. So Suzanne, you were stuck in an elevator. It was dark and small, and you fell 4 floors. Turned the
Oh,
bottom.
in your dream. Oh my God. I thought it was in real life. Oh my God.
And
Shaking hands
sweating.
really
I'm getting the
profusely.
Matrix. You were on a spaceship and you were stuck in the Matrix.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
You
Yes.
observed it. It was all about observing. That's
Yeah.
all you were doing was observing for whatever it was you were doing. I have to tell you something interesting about an elevator story, though. If you know who Edgar Casey was, he was a seer and a prophet from 1930s or something.
30s.
Yeah.
He could see all kinds of things, and he would go into a trance. Anyway, he walked up to an elevator one time, and the doors opened, and he looked in, and he didn't see any auras around anybody. I guess he could read them. He could read auras.
He
'cause
saw
we all have
auras
them
all the time. Yeah.
all the time. And so he didn't get in, and the door shut, and the elevator crashed, and everybody died. He didn't see their auras because they had already taken themselves out of their bodies because they knew that was going to happen, apparently. But so when I saw that, I thought, wow. And the worst thing we could all think about is being stuck in an elevator. But then if it starts to fall, that is very scary.
And Suzanne, this part of the reason why you were sweating profusely and shaking and frightened is this was your first experience with something like that. It is about foreseeing. And think about dropping quickly. It's going to definitely feel like a spiral.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the rising energy is purpose. So there is a purpose behind it. Start watching for other signs and omens to come your way about this.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah. The fact that you observed it and you remembered it means it was meaningful. Yeah. Kel?
I got it was a paradigm shift.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. And that it was an impulse and immerse. And so it was I get that you literally were going through a huge shift.
Yeah.
And it might take some time, but to like Diana said, just immerse yourself in it, be open to the new things that are coming in. But I get it was huge for you. And that's cool, Suzanne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your bottom card?
This one?
Oh, no, the other deck, the dream deck.
Oh, immerse and
Okay.
impulse.
Okay.
I got heal on the bottom. So, yeah.
Well, and I got passion, which brings us full circle to
This is what
your new career.
You've made a leap,
your
Suzanne.
calling.
Yeah, you've made a leap. Yeah. So, Helen, anything?
Yeah, I got, this is interesting. Look at this card. Don't read the title of the card. Look at the visual on it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And the impression I got, I don't know what to call it. I think there's a term for it. But sometimes when you're asleep and you get woken up, suddenly you feel like you've landed,
Yeah.
So you just tuned into that a little soon. You're doing work. You're doing elevated things on a subconscious level when you're asleep. Your spiritual life is going on, while your body rests. And you kind of woke up before you should have woken up. Kind of remember,
Another thing is that it could be said that you may have been astral traveling. And if Diana said she was on a ship, and then you wake back, then you kind of plummet back into your body.
That's right. Yeah.
That's another thing. Yeah, that makes sense. Very much so. Yeah.
I think that happens all the time, but most of the time we're unaware.
Right.
And when we are aware, that's what I meant by waking up a little early. When we are aware, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
That's really good, Peace Mama. You'd go to your tree, your giving tree, and sit in the branches. And there's a book called The Giving Tree by
Yeah.
Chelsea Silverstein that I got as a gift once. It's a really cool tree. It's a cool children's book. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Could be the astral travel, same wavelength. Yes, Vicky. Thank you. The falling asleep and waking up in a jolt, I think, is our astral body snapping back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Yep. Thank you so much. All right. Mary Starshine has a totally different question, and that's okay. She's been feeling and seeing an earthquake in the San Francisco area and feeling increase in violent acts. I absolutely think that's spot on. And actually, we're under earthquake watch here. I've seen it in the news many times. And Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helens are going through some stuff. So Mother Earth is pissed off because
She's pissed.
We never take care of her.
And we have the astrological planets working on this as well, with Uranus and Pluto, Mars being in positions to make these things happen. And to help these things happen. And then mix that with the solar flares and the geomagnetic storms that are going. I could not stay awake today, right?
Well,
and I'm not like that. There you go. It's the big awakening.
It is the big awakening. But the big awakening isn't always going to be pleasant.
Right.
But we don't have to worry about it all the time either, because there's nothing we can do to change some of the things that may happen. We just have to handle it. Yeah.
Right.
Kel?
Yeah, I'm getting the West Coast, the upper West Coast. I'm feeling very turbulent, like earthquake energy. And I've been getting that and I think most of us know, but I'm just gonna put it out there. It probably stay away from like major rallies, crowds.
Do I have to cancel that MAGA rally I was planning on going to? Darn.
Yeah,
right.
Just big crowds and whatnot. I would just steer away from them for the time being.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Don't go to Burning Man this year.
Not this year. Well, remember, what's his name? I love that guy. Neil Katyal got stuck at Burning Man last year for the mud. The mud.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. I'm just sharing this too from Mary, because Mary's always so full of cool stuff. There's a spot that you can drive to on a country road, and right after sunset, hundreds of deer come out and lay down and hang with so many lights and light from their eyes. That's a beautiful. That makes me so happy. That makes me so happy, Mary.
Yeah.
They are my spirit animal. And cows. I like the two of them. They're just okay.
Not fish.
Not fish, thank you. No, not for me. Peace Mama said she had a real life visit from a cougar during the flood of '93.
Oh.
There. So, and then she said she sees hawks all the time. So
that's your replacement for the panther that you couldn't see because of where you
were.
It
was also a premonition. You're going to see a panther and a hawk and.
I want to show you the cards I got for the earthquake question.
Okay, sure, of course. Yep.
Action coming.
Okay.
Yep. And what did you say, Diane, about astrologically?
Oh, there you go. Uranus and Pluto and Mars. Yep. Okay. Action
from everybody. Make an earthquake kit if you're out here. Water, canned goods, that kind of stuff.
Put a pair of shoes, tennis shoes, by your bed, because when there's an earthquake, glass breaks, and they have people all the time coming into the emergency room with big old lacerations on their feet because they're all freaked out and they're running through glass and
put them like under the bed a little bit so that you're not stepping into glass in your shoes.
Yeah, that's right.
Hi, Jeff. Yeah. Yes, I do live, Teelan. I live not in the. I'm pretty close to Mount Rainier, but I would have enough time to get away from it if I, provided we had a little bit of earthquake warning or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. T. Lynn, I'm going to take your question. Then I want to put up what what Annie said. I'm sorry. Why sometimes are apparitions and other times differing orbs? Is it spirit's choice?
Energy, their energy.
The energy, its frequency, its vibration. When all of these things come together, and what are you perceiving? What are you hearing that you don't even know you're hearing? How high is the frequency? So it is also your perception combined with what they're emitting.
It's really hard for some entity on a spiritual plane to come down to this dense, heavy, three-dimensional world. And sometimes they can do it and sometimes they can't. Some can always do it, some can never do it. So you're going to get something more solid, or you're going to get an orb or a light, or just depends. And
to add to that, because of the way the sun is behaving and the fact that things aren't graduating back to what they should be, like with the ley lines and all of that other business, it's like, ta-da, I made it through because the vapor was thin today. The veil was thin today.
Right.
I agree. I totally agree. Yeah. All right. So Rossi said she left work one day and there was a cougar sitting to the side. She was the only person leaving at the time. We looked at each other as I went to my car. Woo! So, but you realize what it is. If we're getting awakening. All these things,
all of them. Yeah.
Every bit of it is trying to wake us up.
Messages, contact, energy.
And the animal didn't sense danger from you. And as you watched them, they watched you. So, those are heavy moments. Those are strong messages and omens coming your way.
Yeah. So, yes, T-Lynn, I live near Ording, actually, and I lived in Sumner, and I moved to Kent. I'm over near Black Diamond, so not too far. But, if you go up to the Safeway in Maple Valley on a beautiful day, the mountain is out. You can see it, and it looks really, really big. So, anyway, I love this, Annie. You spoke to a giant flash. Then 3 days of dark, center yourself like never before. Absolutely. Everybody, though, really needs to stay
grounded.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, it happened 10 years ago. Yeah, you're awakening. You've been awakening your whole life, everybody. It's not one really fast thing.
Just the realization is beginning to dawn on people.
Beginning to dawn. We remember those things from before, and then we say,
And don't forget, we are not here for the first time.
That's right.
Our soul has experienced these things in other trajectories.
Yep.
And comes back to you when you're ready to wake up in the morning.
When you're ready to get up.
Start another day.
There you go. So, Caroline, when we were talking about portals, and I saved this one for the last, it's a little after an hour, so we'll finish this up tonight. We've had about 60 people here. We can't thank you enough for being here.
That's wonderful.
You feel comfortable and you want to come and bring your dream, your vision, your appearance, your question. We're here every Tuesday night, so feel free to come on, and we love having you. She wonders how you close portals, and I'm going to ask Carolyn if she's still in the chat. She's the portal queen. Yeah. Go ahead, Diana. Yep.
Well, I have a witch's way of which I do that, and it is to light a ring of candles, 9 to 12 candles, whatever number is what works for you, and to sit in the center of that, find the portal, face it, and then, through the energy work that you do with pulling the threads and your intention and closing it and walking within the circle so that you have the protection outside of you.
Oh, okay.
And you in that circle are drawing it tighter and tighter and tighter.
Like a weaving.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the way I do it. Well, I mean, there's more to it than that, but
Sure.
I'd have to show you.
Yeah. Still here. Oh, good. Kelly, anything from you?
I would recommend, there's so many closets have portals, even bathrooms are huge for portals. I recommend clearing those spaces, with sage, whatever you can with tools. But even like in the bathroom, I recommend putting the toilet seat down, and even closing the bathroom door, and saging or cleansing it however you want. But and attics too. Attics are another big portal that need to be cleansed and cleared too. Closets, attics, bathrooms,
Cupboards.
Yep.
So you guys know, when you said bathrooms, the first night I asked for my spirit guides to come in, I get up at 3 to pee. I'm sitting on the toilet and my room is full of spirits. They're all standing there and I'm like, where'd she go?
Hope they had the decency to turn their backs. My God,
We've been there, seen that, no biggie, lady.
Right, that's right.
We've all had to do that before we got here.
That's right. Annie says, call on guides and angels, burn sage, strong boundaries, and tuning forks are fabulous as well. Good. Yep. I have one that's real high frequency. My dogs hate it, but it's the angel frequency. So you're calling the angels in to help you if you're feeling any kind of worry about it as well.
What hertz is that one at?
This one's 4,160. So it's the angel frequency. Yeah. And when I ding it, my dogs fly out of the room. They hate it so much. But
really,
so
got a good 432.
Caroline, just observe what you need to do. But yes, portals have been found in closets and bathrooms. I agree, and attics, smaller spaces. They like to hang out in there. So ET wasn't far from not being the truth, because it wasn't
predictive programming. They do it all the time. Yeah.
They do. Yeah. Anything from you, Helen? Any thoughts?
Yeah, well, I don't know very much about portals, but I do know that you can protect yourself, and then it doesn't matter what's around you. And it involves being dedicated. Now, this is where I fall short. Being dedicated to meditating every day and envisioning yourself surrounded by golden light. Sage works wonders. Before I do my cards, I sage the room, and you start at the north, and you bless the room with lit sage, and you say protection, wisdom, and love, and you do it at all 4 corners of the compass, and then you sage yourself, and you ask your angels, your spirit. You have a guardian angel who's always been with you, and you just ask that angel to protect you, and you're protected. That's it. It's not elaborate.
Yeah.
It's not
right. It's a lot like ceremony as well. Diana explained the ceremony for that, but never fear that you're not doing the right thing it's you that makes the choice.
That's right.
How you want to do your ceremony. There's no right or wrong way. Yeah.
And Saint Michael the Archangel, I've read a lot about him lately. Yep. And this is an entity whose only desire is to protect people. And all you have to do is call on him. And you're protected. Set the fear aside. You have nothing to be afraid of.
Right. Absolutely. Ladies and all those in the chat, it's been so much fun this evening to have you on. And our special guest with Helen here added something really new.
So grateful. Thank you, Alice.
Of course.
Thank you,
Helen. You guys are a riot. Thank you so much, Helen. And thank you, Calihealer, and Diana Bowles, who is on this channel, that channel, and every other one. Carolyn,
one of these days I'll get a grip and try to put something together on mine.
Okay, so here's what Carolyn's advice was: the use of purple and white candles, Florida water or water mixed with Epsom salts to spray. Say the St. Michael prayer. Do not ever hang 2 mirrors across from each other.
Yes.
Oh, I would never do that. I wouldn't want to see myself from the front and the back. Oh my God, that's horrifying.
You know that there are some people doing that feng shui now, and there's octagonal mirrors, and they're, you put it in the wealth area, or you put it, and they may not know that. They may have two mirrors across from each
Well,
other.
yeah, it would be like visiting the movie The Ring.
Oh, well, I didn't watch that because it would scare the crap out of me, but
It was kind of like a M. Night Shyamalan. It really doesn't have an ending.
It doesn't have an ending. It's just a nightmare. So upstairs, you always get a strange feeling when I want to that there's still a cross from in the sleep room, nailed and glued from other people living here. You can take that down, sweetheart, if you're not comfortable with it.
Put salt. Go around each room and put salt.
In each corner.
Burn sage. Go get some holy water. You don't have to be a believer in the religion to have the benefit of the intention.
Put your moon water out and bless it yourself, and you can do that. I mean, and then there's black salt. What is black salt? You take salt and you put the ashes from all your smudging into the salt, and bits and pieces of scrap that you have used to bless your cards and all that business. And that's which is black salt. And that is also very good for protection. And call upon St. Michael.
Yeah, black salt is awesome. And Carolyn said if you put two mirrors across from each other, it opens a portal. So you don't want to open one. Yeah, you don't want to open one. Carolyn's got some stories about outside portals, but we're already here a little bit too late. So Patricia Cruz, we would love to answer your question, but we've been here an hour and 15 and we're on our way out the door. Please come back and please ask the questions. Next week we'll be here, and we love having everybody here. And again, many blessings.
So appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Honored to be here.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.